And I should have sound. Okay, not exactly sure. I don't see comments. I don't know if the sound's good. I don't have the microphone tonight. I have a wireless microphone, a lavalier, because I can do that, because I own all this crap from the radio station that I've had forever. So, I don't see comments. So I don't know how the hell this, damn it. Okay, I don't see comments tonight, so that's kind of... All right, so I'm going to work on comments. Let's see. Stream health, analytics, stream settings, stream health. Health says it's good. I'm confused why it was crappy in the first place. Okay, this, no, share. Why does it say something went wrong with the little dude is? Oh, man. Let's see, stream, where's my comments? Whoa! Oh, the heater's still working. Manage, exit stream now. Well, I can't tell if you guys can hear me okay. All right, well, that's weird. Let's not have that happen again. Oh, that wasn't live. Okay, let's see. Wait, someone's texting me. Is that someone that knows me, that can hear me? Chat is going strong. We hear you. Okay, cool. All right, but I don't see that. That's my friend. Make sure it's set for live chat and not top chat. Live chat. Where would that be? Let's see. I don't see anything here. This is ridiculously not good. I don't know where that setting would be. Stream. Let's see. No. Pop out dashboard. Pop out dashboard. No. Probably not that, huh? Make sure it's set for live chat and not top chat. Yes, thank you. I see that. Okay. Man, you know, this is this whole, we can hear you. Hey, look at someone else that knows me, so that's nice. I appreciate that people that know me can text me. So you hear me. Is it sound good? Because like I said, I'm not using a microphone tonight. I'm using a lavalier. So, all right, well, I'll do this then. So, there you go. That's me with no mic. I have the lavalier on, so we'll try different things tonight. I can't see the chat though. I'm not sure how that works. I don't know if I should restart this, end the stream and restart it. Because it took forever for it to boot in. I don't know what the problem is. It was telling me I had way too much information coming in, multiple seconds of information coming in per second. So I don't know what the hell that means. Again, this is, I'm just learning. I'm just trying to figure this out. I've got all this equipment and I'm just trying to figure out how the hell it works. All right, let's see. Image. Oh man, so okay, you can see a chat? I can't. Damn, all right. All right, I guess enjoy the chat. I don't see it. I'll keep trying to figure it out, but I didn't want to like totally not be distracted. It's because it says something went wrong. That's what it's showing me. So it's showing me something went wrong, like the little side screen with a monkey and a hammer. I feel like a monkey and a hammer. Oh man. So all right. Well, I had fun last night. I had fun figuring this out. So I have things now. I'm going to discuss things and talk about stuff and things. So for the people that don't know, what I'm going on is that I am doing and I'm involved in this. This is Day Tripping with Heinz. And I am the co-star, which I know that's kind of ridiculous, but yeah, I got invited to be a driver. So, you know, I'm unemployed. You know, I have not really had a real job since the radio station ended. And so I've been doing day work. I've been a roadie, and I've been Hell, I've been everything. I've been a roadie. I've worked at concerts. I worked at the Jazz and Rib Festival as a bar manager. I've replaced toilets. I'm doing home improvements. I've redone 2 bathrooms fully for a friend. I painted a ceiling in a doctor's house. I mean, you name it. That's what I'm doing. I have to get paid doing something. So, all right, someone's texting me. Who's it? Todd Hess. Todd, sounds better than last night. Well, that's good. I'm glad that. Image. Okay. So I can't see the live chat. This sucks. I have to figure this out. All right. Well, so that's what I've been doing. I've been working doing odd jobs. Handyman. Handy Randy. I know. That's just, I hate it. So don't even go there. Not Handy Randy. Okay. I know. It's just not my thing. So, but, so I got asked to be a driver. Hey, do you want to be a driver? And I said, I can be a driver. I could drive. Sure, why not? And it was, I needed an adventure. I have not had any adventures. I haven't really gone to a ton of concerts because tickets are expensive. I don't get them free anymore, which was, a nice perk. Well, it lasted. So I got asked to be a driver. And they said, so there's this comedian, Stephen He. I'm like, oh, I've heard of him. Emotional Damage. He's funny. And he's doing a food show for Heinz Kraft Foods. And they're going to go to Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and Chicago. And I said, okay, cool. So, no, I need to pick the van up and go get it wrapped. I said, okay. So I took it to a local place here in Columbus, Ohio, and got it wrapped. And then they wrapped it in like 2 days, 3 days. And then I drove it over to this place called Elevate Pictures. It's a production house here in town. I've known the manager, Jeremy and Joe, and the people that have worked there for a long time now, 15, maybe 20 years, probably at least 15 years. And we've talked about doing stuff like Deadbeat, which at some point I'll talk about, and some other things. And so they, want to do a driver. So I talked to the producer. Now the producer is not from here. He's in, of all places, New Jersey. Well, actually in Philly. And I'm from New Jersey, so I kind of right away was like, so, well, talk to me. Tell me about New Jersey. And I asked him about Wildwood. Wildwood is a place down in South Jersey at the beach. And I asked him about Taylor ham. Okay, so if you're from New Jersey, there's Taylor ham and there's pork roll. It's kind of the same thing, but it determines where you're from. It's kind of, sneakers versus tennis shoes. Basket versus shopping cart. So pork roll or Taylor ham. And I asked this guy, Michael, pork roll or Taylor ham? And he goes, pork roll. Okay, I'm like, right on. Yeah, that's south. I asked him about this place on the boardwalk in Wild, New Jersey called Sam's Pizza. Sam's is a great pizza place. Always a line out the door. You sit at the counter, they make these giant slices. They've got like 10 old guys back there, and they're just, they're slinging the pizzas. It's amazing. And so I talked to this guy, Michael, and I said, so, he's like, so, we've seen that you've, done some stuff and you look like you're comfortable. So we're thinking we're going to have you interact more. Because initially, when they talked to me, they knew I, worked at the radio station and I had done promotions at, my first job. So I was able to go do ancillary things. So while Stephen, the main, the star, he's going to do stuff, I was going to get a still photographer and I was going to go do secondary appearances. So that was kind of what it was. And I was like, cool. And then they said, no, but we're going to change it a little bit. We're going to actually include you. I'm like, okay. I'm like, sure. It was one of those things like, yeah, hold on. Twist my arm. No, don't twist my arm, because I was all about that. I'm like, great. Sounds like fun. Sounds like a plan. Sounds like what I want to do anyway. So that's what happened. So I got this van and drove to Pittsburgh and, took these guys with me and hooked up with everybody there, and the adventure began. Now, there's a lot of behind the scenes footage that I didn't do much. I didn't really, I was in the van. Realistically, I really was. I was in the van all the damn time. And, but it was a full crew. I mean, there was a producer, there was a director, there was a sound guy, there was 3 camera operators, there was a still photographer person, there's an editor who's sitting there taking notes about all the shots to do. I mean, this was the real deal. It was a real production, not just some dude with a GoPro walking around going, dude, all right, hey, we're like making a video. So it was very cool. That was a really cool experience, and that part, I really got to enjoy that. And Stephen He, this guy's got millions, 13 million YouTube subscribers, very well known. He was probably, I've met a lot of, radio stars and music people. I've met some stars, like Jared Leto was amazing, super kind, very generous with his time. Stephen was the same way. This guy was amazing. He really was. I mean, not just saying that because, when he says, "Oh, so you're my co-star," I was like, "Co-star? Okay." But he was really generous with his time. He really wanted to do this project. It was really fun how he took the time and, when he went into each one of the restaurants, he really learned what he was doing. He asked a lot of really, poignant questions of the people, whether it was on camera or off. He was also really damn funny. Some of his quips were amazing. I laughed my ass off. But that was how this crazy adventure started. It was just kind of this fluke, sort of, "Hey, do you want to be a driver?" And I said, "Sure." So the thing is then that this is this Heinz verified, okay? So, subscribe if you want. That's awesome. Do it. But there's been 2 episodes already. So they come out on Thursdays at 8 p.m. On this channel, obviously, this Heinz verified channel. So, this is the episode number 2. That's the trailer. Episode 1 happened last Thursday, and that was Pittsburgh for breakfast. Then episode 2 was Pittsburgh for lunch, and then we're going to go to the next Thursday. We'll do episode 3, and that will be Pittsburgh for dinner. I don't know if they probably already posted it, but there was this Italian restaurant in Pittsburgh. It was in a really cool neighborhood. I didn't really know a ton about Pittsburgh, but there was an Audi dealership just down the street from where we were at, because I had to go deal with something at one point because there was a key fob broken for a rental car anyway, so I had to go to the Audi dealership, and but I walked through this little neighborhood, and it was super cool. It was like, it felt like the Short North in Ohio, felt like Melrose in LA. It just, a lot of cool little shops, a lot of little buildings, little restaurants, little bars. Very short, but very neat little neighborhood. Really cool. Pittsburgh was awesome. Really liked Pittsburgh. I've been to Pittsburgh before for shows and sporting events, but never really got to explore it. So this was nice that we actually got to explore. That was really cool. But the restaurant was cool at this thing. So Thursdays. So Thursdays at 8 o'clock. There's 9 episodes total. They're like 10 minutes, so they're not going to kill you. So check them out. It's funny because and again, I can't give anything away. I'm not going to give it away, but afterwards, I may have bribed 2 girls for a cookie, telling them they could meet Steven. And I totally got busted doing it because they came back with a cookie, and I was just like, and I was like, wait, there's Steven. So that was kind of funny. I was amused by that personally. But they did totally bust me because they're like, "What are you, like, paying people to give you food?" I'm like, "No, they offered," and I just happened to be said, "Sure, I'll take a cookie. Why not?" And want to meet Stephen E. while you're at it. So that was kind of funny. But it was really cool. So dude, check it out. It's funny. I posted before Steven started posting, and all the comments were about Randy, and the producers were like, "What the hell, man? What are you, paying people?" I said, "No." I said, "It's just, I posted it. I put it on Facebook, and I told people about it, so people started posting the comments. Randy, Randsanity, Randy, more Randy." So it's funny. I try and answer every one of them, or at least make a response to it. So that's that. what else is going on? Oh, wait, you ask, what else is happening? So, this is happening this weekend. Okay, so it is the Columbus Summer Wine Festival. Now, this is an event that I actually put on. So I put it on with a partner that I've been working with for a long time. And so it's this Saturday. It's also the Arts Fest weekend, so you can come by here, have a cocktail or two, and then, make your way to the Arts Fest. Which is always good because it's like going to like Whole Foods, wine and shopping. That's why they don't have booze at Lowe's. See, because if they did that, me personally, I would be bankrupt. Because, let's have a beer or a glass of wine and go shopping at Lowe's. I'd come back with more crap than I already have. And if you notice, this whole room, it's just stuff. There's tools everywhere. Like every inch of this is my basement. So my very, very tiny studio is approximately 7 feet by 8 feet is the entirety of my production studio suite. So I've got about this much room to go forward and back. So hopefully I don't trip over anything, wires or otherwise. There's not a clear path to get out of here. And but yes, so this Saturday, and there it is, the Columbus Summer Wine Festival. It's fun. Tickets, look, lots of people. You can see the picture right there. A lot of people come to this. I think we have 800 tickets sold already. So it's good. You get 10 samples. I curated the wine this year, so there's lots of nice bubbles. There's lots of Proseccos, Cavas, sparkling wines, some French wines, a bunch of rosés. There's some Cabs. There's some Sauvignon Blancs. There's some other wines in there that aren't just bubbles, just because, that's my personal preference. Sorry, kill me. So there's other stuff. But yes, definitely, if you want to check it out, come and check it out. And if you want to volunteer, there's actually a volunteer sign up, so you can do that too. My new art, notice. Now that was at the radio station as well, because as with everything, I'm recycling it. I mentioned it last night, so at some point, I'll probably have a garage sale, an estate sale. I was selling stuff on eBay, and that's just a pain in the ass. It's so time consuming. I just don't have the bandwidth for it. If you know me, my brain goes too fast all the time, every time, and that's why I was good with a team around me, because they can kind of corral the insanity. When I don't have a team around me, I'm left to my own devices. It's not good. It really, really isn't good. I'm not going to lie. So, yes, so I'm probably going to have at some point, because I still have the building. I have not sold the building yet. So, yeah, that's been a thing. I could get into that if you really want to know about that. If I could read the comments, you could know about the building. But that's a whole can of worms and quite a mess. Who knew that the city considers any building that's over 40 years old that needs to be reviewed before it can be potentially demolished, because it's historic or significant. So, but I'll keep my comments to myself so that I don't create a problem for myself at this point, more so than I already have. But yes, at some point I think I'm going to have a yard sale, flea market, estate sale. And as I was saying, I'm going to sell everything that's bolted down included. So like the railing that has the 1025 logo in it. I've got glass block windows that have a logo in it. Hell, I'm going to chainsaw the bar. So if you want pieces of the big room bar, the old stage from Vets Memorial that have the names that I put in, that I got from the list that I found online of all the shows and all the artists that played there over the years, I'm going to cut that up because they're just going to potentially trash it. So I'd rather have someone take it, enjoy it, put it in your basement, like my basement here. My little space that you can then, have. I was cleaning and look, I did find my monkey. So I do actually have one of them, the little clapping monkey. Everyone needs a clapping monkey, right? I know. Well, I had to clean this. This was a disaster. This was an absolute mess. Again, if you look, you can see there is stuff everywhere. Every square inch of this small basement is covered with stuff. I've got buckets and crates of tools, and I've got just this behemoth amount of memorabilia and things that I don't have the time, and I don't have the wherewithal to go through it. It's so bizarre to have to deal with all of the stuff. And there's so much stuff. That building was 10,000 square feet, and there was 35 years of radio station. So, think about all the t-shirts. I have a copy of every single t-shirt. So I've got crates of all the original CD 101, 1025, 929. Just the lanyards, they hang on everything. Every part of this basement and in my space, there's lanyards hanging, chunks of them, giant bags of them. Like if I reach down to pick up any bag, there's lanyards. There's just stuff. There's photographs. There's things. So it's just very strange to not do it, but I have to relive it constantly because I cut the grass. I mentioned that last night. So if you ever go down on the weekend and the grass is being mowed, that's me. Yes, I cut the grass because I have to cut the grass or I'll have somebody complain. So the grass has to get cut. And, with little to no income, I get to do it. Because guess what? I'm a handyman. So, you have to laugh. You have to laugh because otherwise, what are you going to do? There's no stopping. So you have to keep going. So, that lesson of persevere and continue on, that's what you get to do. Oh, my dog is running upstairs. I just heard little dog feet clamoring. So, but yeah, you just have to go on. So you can't stop. Can't stop, don't stop, won't stop. Keep going. No regrets. No regrets. That's what the tattoo says. No regrets. So the shirt, look, Randsanity with a little trademark. I actually have a trademark now. So I will have a merchandise store at some point in the not so distant future. So you can actually get a Randsanity shirt. So you can have one, you can own one, you can be part of that. I also have other shirts that I've worn for a long, long time. Just stupid stuff that I've said over the years, like VIP till RIP, and my DYFJ shirt that you know what that means. I've worn that when I've had to go to the motor vehicles department, or just in that mood when I know I'm going to go somewhere that my service is not going to be stellar. Not going to be stellar. So instead of saying something and being aggro about it, I just wear the shirt and smile the whole time. Yes, that's right. Give me poor service. It's okay. I totally accept that. That's what's going to happen today. That's how this is going to work. I wish I could see the comments. I'm sorry. That sucks. I know. Again, I'm still trying to figure this thing out here. It says that my bit rate is really good, and it says my stream health is excellent, but I don't know why I don't see comments. I could show you, but it just says that, like I said, there's a purple monkey with a red hammer, and it just says something went wrong. Okay. Can you tell me what that something is? I don't know. Who knows? It's confusing to me. So that's how that works. But the audio is better, so that's good. So again, it's just a lavalier. It's, the old little Sennheiser microphone. It's just about dinner time. It's 7:30. Stay up late, and I get up early. So is credited to. Probably still a Randsanity thing that I don't really ever sleep. My brain doesn't. Getting up early, working 12 and 14-hour days, which I still do. I'm still doing 12 or 14 hours every day, 7 days a week. Just not radio stationing. I was talking about discovering music, speaking of radio stationing, and I found a song. I was like, oh my God, it's a great song. I Shazammed it from because again, me and Shazam are like this. Okay, and you broke the audio, popping in and out. Oh man. All right, so let me see if I can figure out where that's at. Oh, when I picked it up. Shit. Oops, sorry. It looks like it's on fire. Okay, there it goes. Picking up. Is it picking something up? So it's picking something up. I don't know what it's picking up. So let me see what it's saying here. Sensitivity. Okay. It's not peaking. I got the sensitivity set low. I don't know. Globally here. Who knows, people? I'll move it so it's back there. Maybe it was just that I was getting weird reception. That looks like that's better. I can see a little mic. I don't know. Again, this is a work in progress, okay? You're learning with me. You know, learning should be a lifelong experience. We should never stop learning. Wrinkle my brain. That's what I'd like. Keep wrinkling my brain so that I can learn. Because once we stop learning, we die, right? Isn't that how it is? Like sharks, you know, you have to keep swimming. Dory said that. Just keep swimming. Do you like the GoPro feature? Is that good? Is the GoPro feature okay? I'm probably going to start taking a GoPro with me again. I've got one that I can carry with me all the time. That way I can do sort of man on the street stuff. So I can film the wine festival, or I can show you what a typical, non-typical day looks like in snippets, because I'm crappy at editing. That's where I've always sort of fallen short. That's why I think I'm going to do these live streams. Now, this, again, is a channel. There's a Randsanity channel. There's like 565 subs on it, whereas the radio station's, well, it has 10,000, so go figure. Why am I using the radio station to get started? Because it has a built-in audience, all you beautiful people, the friends, the radio station fans. So that's where I'll start. As it gets more subs, I can migrate over to there. That way I'm not using this. But you know, hey, it's still part of the intellectual property, right? So why the hell not? Yeah. I really wish I could see the comments. That's not great. Let me see. Comments. Give me a sec. Let me see if I can figure this part out. I'm going to move this camera for a second. Now, the one thing that does happen with these cameras is that they have to be reset. If you ever went to a big room, there was a weird little thing that happens with these cameras. But they only stay for 20 minutes, and then they have to be manually reset. So if you ever went to a big room and you saw somebody like me or someone else go and like hit the cameras, you have to touch them to reset their 20. You have to reset the 20 minute timer because the screen goes black. So the camera with the GoPros in this transition, so if I'm talking black, I can go to that camera and then go fix it, and I still kind of hear. But I was typing in, trying to see if I can find what the monkey said. Comments. Oh, now it just says refuse to connect. Like, seriously? That's ridiculous. All right. Someone refused to correct. Like, bro. All right. Let's see. Your audio is trash. Damn it. Screw. All right. Let me see. So, I'm going to turn off the audio for a second then and see if I can reboot it. So I'll turn this one off. All right, so see if that's any better. Just rebooting it, so maybe that made it better. I don't know. Say goodnight, Gracie. All right, audio's trashed. So, man, hey, you know, it's an experiment. It is. So, okay, so things coming up. Tonight is Monday. So remember, we have this happening on Thursday. So this happens Thursday. So 8 p.m. Heinz Verified. Day tripping. Subscribe or at least watch so you can actually see my edifice up there. And then we've got Saturday, the Columbus Wine Festival. So remember, we've got the Wine Festival, so you can come to that. I'll be there, so if you want to come hang out, I'll be there to hang out, so you can come, we can hang out. I don't usually do much work when I'm there because it's a wine festival, so I kind of yell at people to go do their job and, you know, set up a tent or go get more wine or go get some ice, and you know, that's the beauty of running it. I work all week to make sure it's done. Put the orders in and get there at 7 o'clock in the morning to set the perimeter up and everything else. So, okay, now it says my bit rate is lower than recommended. I have no idea why it would change. I've done nothing. Nothing. All right. So let's see, how long was this stream? 36 minutes. So I think that's about the right average. 36 minutes? I'm going to try doing these every single night, no matter what. So that's my goal. I just inadvertently started on June 1st. Didn't even really pay attention to it. It just happened. So that's kind of what I'm going to do. So usually they're going to be late. I'm sure they're not going to be early. Sorry, you can watch them another time because I'm, you know, a night owl. So I'm not going to do 7 o'clock when I know most people are like, oh, I'll watch something at 7 o'clock. Yeah, I'm going to do it like 11 o'clock at night because that's typically when I'm going to get done working, get a shower, had some food, or not. Not had some food. I will try and shower. I know you can't smell me, but yeah, no one needs to see me dirty after work, unless you really want to see what it looks like after a day of work. I cut down trees today. I used a chainsaw. That was fun. Yeah, so, all right, well then, I guess tomorrow I'll work on audio again, and I'll try and find out why the comments didn't work. I'll also try and find out how the stream works, because it used to be that when we did it before, we could actually put like an opening card up. So it's sort of like, you know, here's what's up and coming. There could be a card there. I guess that's maybe a still. But this kind of like starts without me knowing when it's starting, because the bit rate's weird, and so I need a YouTube tutorial. So, and again, to find out where there's no comments. So, ridiculous. What can I say? Teaching old dogs new tricks. Well, friends, as always, do good things. Take care of each other. You know, endure. Keep going. That's all we have. So, you know, no matter how crazy the world is, you just have to keep going. You can't just, you know, drop into the corner and rock back and forth, sucking your thumb. It doesn't work. You know, you just got to keep going. The world keeps going, so we'll keep it going. And, yeah, I talked about it last night. because I had an AI thing again today. If you really, really want to watch something or listen to something that's there's some smart guys. It's called AI 27. Okay, I know, conspiracy, falling down the rabbit hole, but go find AI 27. It's about a 90-minute audio. You can listen to it, and yeah, it pretty much tells how the agents, the robots, the AI is going to basically off us at some point because it figures out it doesn't need us, and it'll just want to explore the universe and travel and keep growing, and we're going to be in its way. Amazing. AI, here we go. Peace. Oh, right. I forgot. So if I go by, I think it doesn't buffer. I don't remember, but so fade to black.